nice.
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and once again it's review time, so let's take a look at a Transformer again. This time it's Trailbreaker. So yeah, we're ending the Combiner Wars line with an 84 wave. Well, I guess if that keeps the Combaticons away from the end of line curse, I guess I'm okay with it. But in any case, Trailbreaker here is a nice little truck. You know, just a repaint slash retool of Off-Road and Ironhide. And we'll get into the retool part in robot mode, but as you can see, he is that nice little truck, as he was in G1, although he's missing the cover here. Which I hope someone at Shapeways actually decides to make one for him, because it would be great. But in any case, got a nice blue on the windshield all around and on the windows. Not on the back, but whatever. It's not like they do that often. I also got the Autobot symbol kind of off to the side. I know they don't really want to put it in the very center, but it worked for Ironhide. It could have worked for Trailbreaker. On the sides, they got the line details from the G1 toy, which is pretty good. Very happy with that. Nice color gradient. Painted rims, always plus. And some paint on the headlights and the grille. Got nothing on the back. Bummer, but you know, that's what repro labels are for. So let's get some comparisons in real quick. So let's just start with Trail Cutter, who's a smaller truck. Has the cover, but you know, it's a little different. But before we get into Ironhide and Off-Road, I forgot to mention you can peg the axe on side. Got his hand-foot gun. You can pop it on the back. It does it's an okay cover, but it's not perfect. But it can at least get him closer to what he looked like in G1 with it. So it's not all bad. We'll keep that on for now, actually. Next comparison, we'll actually bring in Hoist, because I don't have a G1 Trailbreaker. And Hoist was pretty much a retool of Trailbreaker, at least in the backpack area. Well, as you can see, fairly close, just different eras for the times, but not bad. And last but not least, let's bring in Ironhide and Off-Road. Okay, these aren't last, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can see he is different enough from those two, at least as far as paint jobs go. We'll put Ironhide back in. I'm just going to take these off. And then we'll bring in the other 84 Deluxes. Back this up a bit, because we want to get them all in view. And I haven't gotten any other members of the Wave yet, so you know, we're not going to be able to get like Hound or Wheeljack in the shot yet. But we will bring in the first 84 Wave that we had, and Optimus Prime. So yeah, I mean, we got about 684 Autobots out of the original 18, and there were 3 more Legends and 3 other Deluxes, or 2 other actually. Smokescreen was an 85, but yeah, we got plenty of options here already. I think Hasbro wanted to make this a good starting point for G1 fans. But let's see. Next up, robot mode. So this is actually where it gets kind of impressive for Trailbreaker because, well, as you can see, he's got a new arm. Well, 2 new arms. The arms have been remolded. One of them is actually his gun arm, which is what he had in G1. And I'm glad they put that in. I think it was really nicely done. And the other arm's actually remolded as well. A little more blocky. Got a nice silver paint to it. And it looks good. I think Hasbro did a real good job with his arms. The head is a nice G1 looking head. A very cartoon accurate. I like it very much. But the downside, I think, would be in the chest. It's just very flat, very all black. Not a lot going on except for an Autobot symbol on the side. And I understand that if they had to put it there. Not too many people were fond of the belt buckle that Ironhide had. But I would have preferred a little bit of blue on these 2 chest bits. You know, just to better match the windshield on the front, because he did have a bit of a windshield chest in G1. The rest of the body's done pretty well. Nice mix of reds, blacks, and silvers. So it's not like everything went bad for the robot mode. And like I said, I do like the gun arm. Interestingly enough, the gun arm is a 5mm port, much like Rook. So again, much like Rook, you can give him a Hulk hand, or a claw in this case, because the hand-foot gun was remolded as well, giving it a much more clawed 3-finger look, which I appreciate. I think that was a real nice touch. As you can see, the ball joint might be a little weak for the hand-foot gun to be on there, but you know, this is a chunk of plastic, so I'm not overly surprised. It holds fine without the gun in place. Sadly, the axe does not fit in the port as well because of the slanted end of it. Still, looks good. Articulation is what you'd expect. Ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders, little hindrance in the shoulder panels, bicep swivel, somewhat detented elbows, 90 degree, which is good, ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, 90 degree at the knee, and a waist. So yeah, very posable. Like him a lot. I think he works out really good. So, let's get the comparisons in. We'll bring in Ironhide and Off-Road. And yeah, I like him best of the bunch so far. I think Trailbreaker really does this mold a lot of good service. So get them out of the way. We'll see Ironhide again later. But let's bring in Trail Cutter. And in all honesty, I like this new Trailbreaker better than Trail Cutter. So it works out really nice. The head sculpt especially, I like the new one versus the old one. So yeah, I mean, if you had to choose between these two, I'd probably take this one. And we'll bring in Hoist. As you can see, there is a difference here. One advantage, we'll bring Trail Cutter back for this. One advantage that Trail Cutter had over Trailbreaker is that the hood chest or belly is actually more accurate on Trail Cutter than Trailbreaker. As you can see, the windshield is actually the chest, which is why I would have preferred the blue on Trailbreaker's chest. But other than that, I think Hasbro did a good job of bringing the character into this form. So, one more thing. Let's just bring the 84 crew in. Back up the camera a bit. Bring in Prowl. Get Mirage. And Optimus Prime. And as you can see, they all look really good. And this is probably the most of the original G1 characters we've gotten in a single line. And like I said, there's a good 5 more to add to this. So yeah, solid 11 of the original 18. That is quite impressive. So we're going to start off with Trailbreaker's arm mode. And first of all, I'm going to get into the arms. Since they're retooled, they work a lot better than Ironhides or Off-Roads do, as they actually can lock in a bit. It's pretty good. Nice and solid. Unfortunately, the leg is still a little, well, the legs still fall apart like that. Which, yeah, it just really depends on how you grip this piece. Like if you do it from the holding the wrist, it won't be a problem. But yeah, this connection is still very loose. Now the new hand does actually look pretty good. Like that they added some silver to it. Wish they kind of just added silver to the thumb and the rest of the fingers. But I'm glad that they did try to paint it a little bit. Helps it out quite a bit. Posability is exactly the same. You got the hinged thumb, which can move left and right. This hinges in, this hinges. So yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. But I do appreciate that they changed the hand up a bit. Trailbreaker does make a nice leg, much like Ironhide or Off-Road. I always like the kneecap look of the hood. Really does make it look nice. The only downside is that as a foot, the hand-foot gun kind of loses the point of the remold. So really, to get that effect, you'd have to swap it with one of the other hand-foot guns. So that should about do it for Trailbreaker. A wonderful buy, a worthy addition to any classic shelf, and a really nice addition to the Combiner Wars line. Hopefully I'll be able to get more of the wave that he came in, and we can look at those. But in the meantime, we're going to still look at some Transformers, as I got the Legends wave to look at. And that we're going to continue with Buzzsaw next week. So tune in, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye out there, whatever you are.